This is ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
It's nice to know that I am able to leave. Like, if something was that bad here, like, you know, I could just walk out. But at this point, I'm picking up so much, I don't want to leave.
A new approach to homelessness, yielding some big results. The Salvation Army working with organizations across the Suncoast to offer the homeless a path from the streets to permanent housing. It's called the Quality of Life by Choice program. How are they doing it? We'll have details in the next hour. Hi, I'm Ray Collins. Ellen is off this week. More on the Q Life program next. But first, our top 7 stories at 7. It was once a flea market and then a homeless camp, but a 2-alarm fire over the weekend shows it may also have been a meth lab for drug users. This blaze broke out Saturday afternoon at the old La Mexicana flea market on 15th Street East. No injuries, but a scary scene for the homeless who still live there.
All I heard was an explosion, and I just threw myself on the ground. I didn't know what was going on, if there was a war or what. And then I got up, and I opened up the door, and I saw these flames shooting out.
The cause is still under investigation, but fire officials reportedly said the meth lab that was discovered hadn't been there just a few days prior. Also in Manatee County, the search continues for the person involved in an overnight shooting at a Bradenton bar. Deputies were called to the El Pasano bar about 2:30 a.m. for reports of a shooting. When they got there, they found 20-year-old Jose Armando Alonso Lopez at the scene. He was rushed to Blake Medical Center where he died in emergency surgery. Deputies say the shooter escaped before they arrived, but late this afternoon, they say they now have a person of interest in the shooting, this man right here. They want to talk to Carlos Valladavanos about the incident. If you can help, call Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS. The search is also on for a man who tried to carjack a man in an Ellenton hotel parking lot. It happened outside the Sleep Inn in northern Manatee County. The victim says he stepped out of his car when someone suddenly struck him in the head with a wrench. The bad guy tried taking the victim's car but left it and jumped in an accomplice's dark red SUV. The victim has minor injuries. An abandoned dog is on the mend at Dante's Den Foundation in Manatee County. Some nearby residents found the chocolate lab in bad condition by the side of the road. He's now in good hands and could make a full recovery.
This is not something that just happened overnight. This is something that happened over a period of time. And it's just, again, beyond my realm of comprehension that you could look at an animal like this and not do something.
It was just hard to fathom him getting better, and then seeing him today and him looking like a new dog is crazy. I think we have like a lot of hope for him.
Dante's Den reported the incident to the Manatee County Animal Services Office. If you want to help, go to our website at mysuncoast.com. On a lighter note now, some tips for disposing of your Christmas tree when it's time. In Sarasota County, you must schedule a pickup with Waste Management for trees that are over 6 feet tall or cut it in half. Make sure you remove all the tinsel, ornaments, and other decorations first. Sarasota garbage pickup is on schedule this week. Now, in Manatee County, real Christmas trees will be picked up in January. They must also be cleared of decorations and should not be placed in a plastic bag either. Before you put boxes at the curb, police have a new warning for you. Get this. Agencies nationwide say thieves often look at the boxes being thrown away to figure out if there's something good to grab inside. For one Sarasota resident, breaking down boxes of high-priced items is a priority now.
Anything that looks like it might be of value is in a bag or something that's not easily, noticeable from the street as they're driving by. Just make sure it's kind of hidden away so you can't really see anything.
Officials suggest you put out those boxes on trash day and no sooner. Wow. And before you take your old clothes and household items to the trash, think about Goodwill. It's a busy time for them, but keep in mind you can get tax deductions off your donations.
When you donate your unwanted, gently used items to Goodwill, it's also a tax write-off. And a lot of people need that extra tax write-off. And why not? Because when you're donating, you're actually creating jobs all at the same time.
Not bad. And the items most in need right now are shoes and purses. We've got some great weather right now. Let's get the forecast from meteorologist John Scalzi on the night shift tonight.
Indeed I am. Thanks, Ray. Happy New Year to you, too, by the way, coming up here in just a few days. It's hard to even wrap my head around that, but it's almost the end of the year. And we'll probably end up the month of December on a really warm note, coming in as one of the warmest months on record for the month of December. We hit a record today, in fact, at 86 degrees. We topped 2015's record for this day. We had some nice weather during the afternoon, breezy conditions, a little bit of fair weather cloudiness, and as the sun set, we have a pretty nice night in store. Don't see much in the way of rainfall as the city lights glimmer on our bay waters. We're looking at a daytime high today that topped out, as I mentioned, around 86 degrees, which was well above the average, which would be about 72. So you can see that we're running not only this year but last year at a record high temperature. All that could come to an end a little bit later in the week, though, as we see a cold front move through here that'll significantly lower all of the temperatures in the state of Florida. Right now, 62 Jacksonville, 69 in Jacksonville, 77 in Tampa. We'll talk about those upcoming cooler temperatures coming up in just a few, Ray.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Still to come, from homeless to housing. The Quality of Life program is offering Sarasota's homeless a chance at stability. Details next.
If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Amazon Fire TV. Your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on the streaming device and download the free ABC7 channel app. Or if you don't have an Amazon Fire TV, you can get one at Amazon.com.
It's been an emotional time politically and socially this year.
But during a season when hearts are a little more open to love, we want to talk about good things to believe in.
We believe in service and making a difference in others' lives.
We believe in hearing the other point of view.
We believe in being kind, no matter how busy the day is.
We believe friends and family are the best recipe in your kitchen.
We hope you believe too.
Happy holidays from ABC7, your Suncoast News.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Teresa Witt.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our determination, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Making sure your lipstick and shampoo are safe and health smart.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Well, here's some good news, some progress in the drive to help the homeless. Details from our Kate Flexter.
Well, Ray, in just a year, the program has seen about 700 people, and now more than half of them have found permanent housing.
I had my own apartment and stuff, and I couldn't afford to pay it anymore. My parents refused to help me with that, and even though I was making good money, I was spending every dollar I had on drugs.
When Chris McCullough came to the Salvation Army, he was homeless and addicted to drugs. That's when he became part of the Quality of Life by Choice program. The key phrase, by choice.
It's nice to know that I am able to leave. Like if something was that bad here, like, you know, I could just walk out. But at this point, I'm picking up so much, I don't want to leave.
Major Ethan Frizzell says it's the choice that makes the program so unique and so successful. Frizzell says giving people the option to leave or stay allows them to become invested in their own success.
It's most important to meet the person, see what their needs are, and help them in the direction that will bring them a higher quality of life.
Put in place 1 year ago, the program provides the homeless with caseworkers who meet each person where they are, avoiding a one-size-fits-all approach.
They start treating people like they're all one person, referring to the homeless or those people. The Quality of Life program meets the individual person and asks the very powerful question is, how can we help you?
Make no mistake, it costs money. In 2013, a night stay cost the Salvation Army $12.50. Today it costs about $35. But Frizzell says it's about a larger shift in mentality, from providing temporary shelter to instead providing the resources for long-term solutions and reducing chronic homelessness.
We make a collaborative plan of action that helps them towards their priorities. When you help someone in the direction they want to go, then the resources needed get stretched a lot further. They're able to get there a lot faster, and everyone is much happier about the progress.
And that progress is tangible.
It's exactly what I had hoped it would become and more.
Dr. Cameron Hodgins is the executive director and CEO of the Glasser Schoenbaum Human Services Center, which houses the Quality of Life program. The center invested almost $200,000 1 year ago to get the program going.
What I thought was a little bit of paint and tile turned into really a magical facility to help people in need.
Hodgins says its location away from the Salvation Army shelter and near the 17 other nonprofit services the center offers was a very conscious decision.
I think treating people with intensified dignity and separate from the shelter services truly makes the program more successful.
For McCullough, restoring that dignity is the real success. He has 1 month left in the program and there's still work to be done, but he's well on his way to a fresh start.
It's just a blessing. My family's coming back into my life. I mean, I'm just a different person, for real.
Moving forward, the biggest goal for the program is to reduce the number of people to each caseworker and increase that personal care.
Sounds great. Thank you, Kate. Much more on this program after this.
At ABC7, it's all about being here for you. ABC7 News at 7 with award-winning investigative journalist Alan Cohn. In-depth reporting and debate on important issues and stories in our community, with a featured topic of the day and a live roundtable discussion with community leaders and newsmakers, plus a quick recap of the day's top stories and weather. ABC7 News at 7, weeknights. Now more than ever, we're here for you, Suncoast.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team.
Just that simple act is transforming someone else's life.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Are you paying too much for your cable or satellite TV? The U.S. government passed a bill mandating free over-the-air digital transmission of all broadcast network television channels. That means with the new TV Freeway digital antenna, you can get free HD programming from your favorite broadcast networks 24/7 without a bill. You just plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite broadcast programs for free. There are no contracts to sign, no hidden fees, and no monthly fees. Just free HD broadcast TV. Take it with you anywhere. Call or go online now to get your TV Freeway stick for the incredibly low price of only $14.99. But wait, call or click now and you can get a second TV freeway stick for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee, but you have to order right now.
Call 1-800-809-5196 to get your TV Freeway. Call now or go to tvfreeway.com. So call 1-800-809-5196. This offer's not in any store. Call now.
Welcome back. The Quality of Life by Choice program has been helping hundreds here on the Suncoast, but how does it work? The goal is to take an individual through the entire process within 2 months. Those taking part receive housing at no charge for 4 weeks. After that, they have the option to contribute 30% of their income for program services. More than 700 people have gone through the program since it began. Half of them are now in permanent housing. For more now on this Q Life program, we have Chris Johnson, Director of Program Services for the Salvation Army, Dr. Cameron Hodgins, CEO of the Glasser-Schonbaum Human Services Center, and Captain Kevin Stiff, who oversees the homeless outreach teams for the Sarasota Police Department. Thanks all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The average person watching right now thinks, I didn't think that Sarasota City and County had anything going on right now as far as a homeless initiative outside of what you've been doing for years. This began a year and a half ago almost. Yes. It's doing well apparently, Chris.
It is, absolutely. Yeah, about a year and a half ago, we implemented our Quality of Life by Choice framework, which really governs everything that we do at the Salvation Army. The idea of giving the individual the choice in their future. That is the biggest shift that there is.
As a layman, they've always had a choice, and oftentimes it comes down to their own initiative, and too often they don't take advantage of programs. How is this different?
So what we do is we offer them the beauty of time. So with our 28 days that we offer an individual who comes in at no cost to develop a case plan, to develop a relationship with a case manager, to start giving them some cognitive slack. And that is one of the biggest pieces that we can offer individuals is cognitive slack. Homelessness creates a very micro-focused world. And so what happens is if someone comes in and they think, well, that person should make a choice quickly, make their decisions fast, and be out in a week, it doesn't work that way. They need time to decompress, time to sit, time to kind of rest and recuperate for a moment, and then start working on that case plan.
Now, Cameron, I heard that it was costing $12 a night at Salvation Army, $12.50, and now it's $35 for those who want to take part in this program?
That would happen at the shelter. So what I have on the Glasser-Schonbaum campus is just the Quality Life Center, which really serves as an intake program, and it's not where they stay the night. I think Chris could add more to the cost.
How can some of these folks afford $35 a night?
The beauty is that the individuals who are there, especially during that first 28 days, it is at no cost to them. We actually pick up that cost through funding sources, through individual donors, through individuals in our community who have said this is worth the investment in this individual.
Now, the city and county helping at all in this right now?
Not on my end, but I know that for Chris, yes, and actually, absolutely, inadvertently, they are helping our campus as well. But
And how much room do you have? How many folks can you take a night?
Oh my goodness. So, well, let me tell you a little bit about our campus. We are celebrating our 26th year of existence. We have 5 acres, 14 buildings. We house 18 nonprofits, all human service nonprofits, and we're just right down the street here from the studio. It's a wonderful campus. It's an integrative approach to getting people services that they need, a one-stop center, if you will. And so what we've done for the Salvation Army is partner with them in their Quality Life program by having their main office or the main intake facility for that program is on our campus. So an individual in need can come there and be basically kind of staffed through their program and connected with any types of services that they need, not only with the Salvation Army, but with the other 17 organizations on our campus.
And so far your success rate is about 50%, did I hear?
Yes,
it is.
50%.
It is. 50% are housed now.
Good
yes.
numbers. Kevin, what's your reaction to all this?
Yeah, it's worked phenomenal for us. You were talking about part of the funding, and part of the funding does come from the city of Sarasota. We started a little over a year ago. Well, our homeless outreach team started 3 years ago, and then with a case manager and a police officer on the street, and we met the person where they were at, and started to develop a plan to get them off the streets. But part of that issue was, while they're developing that plan, you'd have to find that person again. So a little over a year ago, we partnered with the Salvation Army, and now we have a place that we have 20 beds the city of Sarasota pays for to allow these individuals some place to go, and we guarantee every night that a police officer needs find someone in need, they can take them there at the Salvation Army, and they're met the next morning with a case manager. They stay for 24 hours. They get an opportunity for those 3 days. They get an opportunity to relax, understand what's going on, and just develop their own sense of what they want out of the program. The homeless outreach team last year made 11,000 individual contacts with homeless individuals. Not different individuals, but 11,000 contacts with homeless individuals on the street. So that's a lot of repeated contacts. And a lot of these individuals that are homeless need those repeated contacts. A recent success story we had, we'd contacted the individual probably 200 times over the past 8 years. But after all that time, that person entered the Q Life program and within 60 days was housed in permanent housing. The program works because it gives them the opportunity to develop their plan with a case manager. And that's when they talk about the $12.50 to the $35. I mean, everybody, we can have a lot of discussions about the solution to homelessness or what good for homelessness is, but case management is an agreement that I believe everybody has.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing more about how the city was looking for a boutique approach. The county wanted a shelter approach. In the meantime, you started doing this. Hold your thought. We'll come back with more about this topic and also get the forecast after this. Stay with us.
It's been an emotional time politically and socially this year.
But during a season when hearts are a little more open to love, we want to talk about good things to believe in.
We believe in compassion and caring.
We believe diversity makes our community stronger.
We believe we can all weather the storm by sticking together.
We believe in finding the facts before taking a stance.
We hope you believe too.
Happy holidays from ABC7, your Suncoast News.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Kimberly King.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
More next on the discussion of the Quality of Life by Choice program. But first, let's get the forecast from meteorologist John Scalzi. John.
Hey, Ray, thank you very much. It was a warm day today. We topped out above average, coming in at 86 degrees. And currently, we're at 77. So the heat is still on, though I think our nighttime temperatures will certainly fall down into the 60s. We're looking at a 64-degree dew point theoretically. That is how cold we could get. And we'll get pretty close to that, which means some patchy fog around the morning is certainly not out of the question. In fact, it could even be some patchy, dense fog by the time dawn breaks. East-northeast wind comes in at about 6, and across the region, temperatures are fairly uniform thanks to a strong easterly wind flow that we had all day long, coming in over land as opposed to coming in over water. 76 Wauchula, Myakka, Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Northport, Venice. Inglewood comes in at 75, so is Punta Gorda and Longboat Key. Across the region today, Well, the easterly wind was certainly evident in the showers that popped up out in Atlantic waters and moved onshore on the East Coast. Some of them actually made their way all the way across the peninsula and into our area. Hardy and DeSoto particularly saw a few scattered showers, but in general, the air too dry to support that transport of showers all the way across the peninsula, and most of them dried up before ever making it into our neck of the woods. Certainly this evening, rain is not going to be an issue, just that fog toward dawn. Now, 2 days in a row, we have broken high temperature records. I don't think we're going to do that tomorrow. Here's why. We have a line of showers associated with a cold front, even producing some severe weather. A severe thunderstorm in progress now near Texarkana. All part of that cold front, which will gradually be drifting in our direction. It'll never make it here. It'll stall out in the deep south. But one effect it will have on our local weather is take this big ridge of high pressure, which brought us our abnormally warm temperatures for the last couple of days, kind of push it a little bit further to the south. That little push to the south is important. Number one, it will erode the strength of this high pressure ridge. And two, with the high to the south, it'll allow our winds to be more directed off of Gulf waters out of the northwest. That will bring a cooling effect, help encourage the formation of a sea breeze tomorrow, and keep our daytime high temperatures slightly cooler than they were yesterday. Not a big cool off, but at least we won't break any records. Tomorrow's record is 86. We'll probably top it out around 83, 84 degrees, something like that. So watch for that to occur tomorrow and for the day after probably as well, slightly cooler temperatures. Easterly wind shifts a little bit more northeasterly. The front stalls to the north. Now, later in the week, we'll have another front that'll be moving through. That one will be significant. That one will lower our temperatures from where we were today, 20 degrees. By the time we get to Friday, we'll have daytime high temperatures in the mid-60s. A big, significant cool down for us, but it'll probably only last a couple of days, and our temperatures will climb back up into the above average region. Forecast for overnight tonight, well, look for about a 10-knot wind, boaters, shifting to the northwest tomorrow afternoon. And in the week ahead, breezy on Friday as that front has moved through. Temperatures will drop. Our high temperature will be reached early. We'll have an overnight low of 45. And then we'll warm later in the weekend. We'll be right back.
It's been an emotional time politically and socially this year.
But during a season when hearts are a little more open to love, we want to talk about good things to believe in.
We believe in teamwork and building trust.
We believe every cloud has a silver lining.
We believe in treating everyone with respect.
We believe in being kind, no matter how busy the day is.
We hope you believe too.
Happy holidays from ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining. It's time to upgrade your favorite news app. Now, ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a dynamic brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Stay connected with new features that make it easy to submit photos, share stories on Facebook and Twitter, and save stories for reading at a later time. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store. ABC7's all-new My Suncoast News app. Just another way we're here for you. Powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life. Have you ever wondered what it's like to save a life? Find out by donating platelets at Suncoast Blood Bank.
I'm Haley Wilgus, ABC7. Platelets aid in the clotting process and are vital in the treatment of cancer and surgical patients, trauma victims, and critically ill newborns. It's tough to keep enough on the shelves because they only last 5 days. To donate, call this number or visit scbb.org and you can help save a life.
ABC7 congratulates Suncoast Blood Bank on 65 years of serving our community.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Kimberly King.
Welcome back. We're discussing the Quality of Life by Choice program that's helping transition homeless individuals into housing. Our guests tonight are Chris Johnson of the Salvation Army, Dr. Cameron Hodgins of the Glasser Schoenbaum Center, and Captain Kevin Stiff of the Sarasota Police Department. And for those who just joined us, Chris, why don't you recap for the viewers in layman's terms, what exactly is this program all about?
So our Quality of Life by Choice framework and program is designed around the opportunity of bringing an individual who is homeless into a bed with case management with the goal of moving them from homelessness to housed in a very short amount of time.
Didn't you always have that, though?
We have had the shelter, but the intense case management piece is one of the focuses we've changed. So we have intentionally taken that case management, intensified it on those individuals by lowering the number of people we have for every case manager.
Is that where you come in then, Cameron? You take them to a separate campus. Those who are interested in bettering themselves, you can't force them. And you take them to your campus for daytime classwork?
Right. So the Glasser Schoenbaum Human Services Center has an office for the Salvation Army located on our campus. And individuals who are hopeful to better their lives, who are coming through the Salvation Army, can come to our campus to do the initial intake, to learn about the programs being offered, to get transportation vouchers, to get food vouchers, to really get set up for a better life through our campus.
Kevin, is this big enough to see a dent, this particular program taking folks off the streets, or is it just not that big yet?
No, I think it's doing a phenomenal job. You know, has it solved the homelessness? No, I don't think any of these solutions solve the homelessness. But my officers, like I said, have made 11,000 individual contacts with homeless individuals. Anybody that wants an opportunity to move into the Salvation Army and the Quality of Life program has had that opportunity. And the city understands that while we're working on this, and it makes a difference, there is a housing component at the end. And they recently hired a housing inventory locator to begin building relationships with landlords to make sure that when we have these, when these individuals do decide they want housing, that they have some place to go. And there is also funding for Housing First funding for rent gap for individuals that are getting some type of assistance or do have a job. There's often a time like $300 a month that they can't afford to pay, that this service will help fill that gap. But we have to find landlords that are willing to participate in those programs, and that's what we're working with now.
Chris, in the big picture, has the homeless situation gotten better or worse in the past year?
It has gotten better. In fact, just by our point-in-time survey numbers, you can see that the homeless numbers of homeless individuals on the street at any given night has lowered. So what we're doing is working. We moved 390 people into housing this last year, from homelessness to housed, and so it is definitely working.
Now, the city and county aren't always seen eye to eye on this. There was a city homeless coordinator, lasted about 9 months. Doug Logan stepped down back in February. He's not been replaced. City and county have not had a joint meeting on homelessness, I don't think at all, in 2016. Does this affect you either way? Would you rather the city and county are more productive together, or are you fine regardless?
Regardless of what the city and the county do together between themselves, our relationships with each entity continue to move forward. Just like our relationship with the Sarasota Police Department and with Captain Stiff, with the homeless outreach teams. Same thing, we continue those things because we're going to continue our mission, right? A mission of doing the most good.
Cameron, they say that success leaves clues, and there is a facility in Tallahassee that you're taking a close look at called the Kearney Center.
Correct. And mentioning the city and the county, officials from both the city and the county have been to Tallahassee to visit this location, developed by a man named Rick Kearney. And it's basically a one-stop center for individuals who are homeless and with housing attached to it. So a person can receive multiple services and job training on one campus and then basically walk to their housing next door. What's interesting is that Sarasota County has had the Glasser Schoenbaum Human Services Center for 26 years, which is a one-stop center with multiple services available. We just don't have the adjacent housing at this point. Myself and my board are exploring options to expand the campus. We can do it right across from our parking lot, and we could have our own version of the Kearney Center here.
Great. The housing inventory locator. Captain, you said that the city of Sarasota recently hired a housing inventory locator.
Yes, he just started, probably started 2 weeks ago. He's going to continue to find landlords and locations where we can put individuals. And part of what you were talking about earlier about the city and the county, and the city and the county commissions may not have met about this, but we frequently work with the county, Mr. Appleby, I frequently meet with him. The continuum of care helps us. All of these services work together, and a lot of them are funded by city and county both. So we're still working together, and there still is a combined effort. Now, we may have some different disagreements on some of the philosophy, but we're working together, and the programs are working, and the funding is coming from both sources. So just because there's not a city-county meeting on the topic, we are still working together to solve the homelessness issues in the city and the county of Sarasota. It continues to move forward, and we're hoping that there's 3 locators, housing locators, been hired. The Salvation Army, Glasser Schoenbaum, and ourselves have hired one. And as we move forward this year, Housing First is going to continue to be our option.
Now, Harvey Vengroff has a proposal on Fruitville Road. In fact, it's more than it's been approved. Is that still too high end for your clients, even though it's directed toward lower income?
We would be behind anyone who's going to add to the housing inventory in Sarasota. We are short about 14,000 units of affordable housing. And so that is the biggest roadblock that our individuals coming out of quality of life by choice have, is that housing barrier is too high for them here in Sarasota by and large.
What do you need the barrier to be? How much can your clients afford a month, point blank?
$600 to $900 a month would be affordable, depending on the family size.
And there's just not enough of that going on right now.
Correct. And, you know, some of them have experiences in their lives that make landlords not so excited to give them a place. And so we need landlords who are willing to work with that. But I think one thing we talked about during break was how important case management is for these people. You can't just take a person who's been chronically homeless and put them in an apartment and expect them to be successful overnight. They need assistance to make that transition go smoothly.
I would think these motels that Mr. Vengroff is turning into apartments at low cost would be perfect.
Well, as I said, and we've had the discussion about case management, and that's another part of the effort that the City of Sarasota and the Salvation Army are working together with. We're developing our homeless outreach teams and our case managers. As we put people into housing first, we're going to continue case management with them for another year. And the police officer and our homeless outreach teams are going to help participate in that to make sure these individuals get through that first year, regardless of where we put them. That first year is a year that they need help with bank accounts, they need help understanding how to pay bills and get all those problems solved that they haven't ever had before. So that case management, regardless of where they're staying or how much they're paying, there's so many problems that we deal with easily because we have bank accounts and we have ID cards and credit cards that they have to work through, and it can be very frustrating for them. That's why case management is essential for that first year, and the city and the Salvation Army will continue that.
You know, some skeptics say that not all the homeless want to help themselves. 50-50, would you say that threshold might be?
I don't know that it's 50-50, but that's correct. There are individuals who choose to live on the street, and that is their quality of life by choice.
And that's your challenge on a daily basis. But Cameron, you receive the ones that really want to improve themselves.
Correct. I truly believe that. And at least they think they do, and they know they have options, and they have really good advisors to help them make the correct decisions for their lives.
Very good. We'll take a quick break right now and come back and have some final thoughts. Stay with us.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Don Brennan. As more and more people go online to do their shopping, one online retailer is also looking to get users to give donations online as well.
Tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll show you what you can do to get involved. Josh?
And the question is, how long will this beautiful weather last? We'll let you know.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Thanks to my volunteer, I am a better reader.
Thanks to my volunteer, math seems simple now.
Thanks to my volunteer, I discovered new career goals.
I'm a volunteer for Sarasota County Schools, so I know I can make a difference. And you can too. Give an hour, change a life.
It's been an emotional time politically and socially this year.
But during a season when hearts are a little more open to love, we want to talk about good things to believe in.
We believe in teamwork and building trust.
We believe every cloud has a silver lining.
We believe in treating everyone with respect.
We believe in community involvement.
We believe every person has a story.
We hope you believe too.
Happy holidays from ABC7, your Suncoast News.
ABC7 is proud to present Line Dance Central. Now you can learn popular country and not so country line dances from the comfort of your own home. Just visit mysuncoast.com, click on Entertainment, and you'll be kicking up your boots or flip-flops in no time. Brought to you by the White Buffalo Saloon and Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Welcome back. The Quality of Life program has already yielded hundreds of success stories in less than 2 years. So how can we build on that success, and could the model be used in other communities? Our guests now have some final thoughts, and during the break we had an interesting phrase that I think Cameron first mentioned: build it and they will come. It's really a double-edged sword, a sticky wicket. If you provide the greatest homeless services in the country and you attract more homeless from around the country, then what?
So with quality of life by choice, the one thing that we don't do is increase homelessness. Days of homelessness increase years of homelessness. So the quality of life by choice offers people an option to go from homelessness to housed. That's the goal. To offer free food, free nights, and free length of stay increases homelessness. So that's why the quality of life by choice model was created, was to say we don't want to increase homelessness, we want to decrease it. And so turning people out into success, into housing, that decreases homelessness in the long term.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I tell people this. I really believe that giving people resources is helpful. So when I see a homeless person on a corner and I'm in my car, instead of rolling down the window and giving them money, I give them a comprehensive brochure of resources published by the Suncoast Partnership to End Homelessness from our community, and hopefully they'll take a look at it and get connected.
Because those handouts, surveys have shown, when you give money out, 90% of the time it goes to drugs and alcohol.
Right, and so I'm not going to support that.
No, exactly. And your HOT team is doing well.
The HOT team have done well. We've put over 600 individuals in the quality of life beds at the Salvation Army. Over 300 of those have asked for additional services. We're going to continue it for another year. The City of Sarasota, our education and encouragement program with the case managers, our other continuum of care partnerships are going to continue to help us work on the issue and get homelessness off the street.
It's a great program. I've ridden with the HOT team. You get into a golf cart and ride around. It's actually boots on the street, talking directly to the folks who need help. And they have to have a thick skin because they get told to get lost.
Well, as I said, it's a lot of repeated contacts, and
right.
It's those relationships that make it all work.
I've got 20 seconds, Chris. I shortchanged you. Any final things you want to put on the table?
I would just say that with that quality of life by choice model, it is proven to work. It takes case management, it takes housing components in the community, it takes partnerships with other agencies. This is not a Salvation Army only type of thing. This is a community effort between the city, the county, between Glasser Schoenbaum, between other agencies, JFCS, all of the above. It really is a community effort.
All right, before we go, we've got some comments on our top story, which involved a very high-profile weekend fire. On Saturday, a 2-alarm fire broke out in Bradenton, destroying a homeless camp. There were no deaths or injuries. Investigators now suspect a meth lab on the site could have been responsible for the fire. Here's what you're saying about this. Marie Humphreys writes, "You know, I live down the street from this. I see these people every day under the tree. I was upset when I saw this. It makes it worse to see that they were cooking meth. There's an epidemic here in Manatee County. We need help here." Karen Juanita writes, "It's not surprising at all. It's truly an epidemic. From what I was just a little girl to now, meth has taken over Manatee County and has taken many people's lives." And Alice Kaditz writes, "Manatee County used to be a great place to live and raise a family, but not anymore. Drugs and crime have taken over." If you want to join this conversation on tonight's topic on the homeless, visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/news@7. If you want to watch past roundtable discussions, they're available on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and also Roku. Thank you to our guests, Chris Johnson, Dr. Cameron Hodgins, and Captain Kevin Stiff for your time. Very informative tonight.
Thank you, Ray.
Great to see you all. Up next, a final look at the forecast. Plus, a Florida university is being tasked with preventing the spread of Zika. We'll show you how the federal government is helping the effort in our primetime headlines. Stay right there.
Our community has its struggles. The fact is, people have less than they did just a few years ago, and sadly, the need becomes more profound every day. Season of Sharing provides funds to help individuals and families in need, ensuring they will not end up homeless and without a roof over their heads. Together, providing a helping hand and making a difference. Season of Sharing. Give today at cfsarasota.org.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
Sarasota Institute of Lifetime Learning begins its 46th season on Monday, January 9th in Sarasota, Venice, and Lakewood Ranch. Meet Blair Tyndall, author of Mozart in the Jungle, on Monday, January 9th, and information and intelligence expert Terry Roberts on Tuesday, January 10th. 72 global issues lectures by renowned experts. 24 musical conversations with great performers. Tickets are on sale now. For more information and to purchase season tickets, visit SILLSarasota.org.
Sarasota, we're uncorking something special at Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room. Shop in a relaxed atmosphere with our wine specialists. You'll find 1,000 international wines, 200 under $20. National brand and boutique liquors at competitive pricing. Handcrafted beers. Stop by Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room today and let us show you something exceptional.
Primetime headlines next, but first, final check of the forecast from John Scalzi. And John, a big change later on in the week.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. We have been enjoying abnormally warm temperatures really all month long, and that trend has continued certainly in the last 2 days when we have broken records. All that's about to change. We're watching a cold front take shape that'll be a strong cold front moving through the area and really making a big change in Friday's weather. 77 degrees, our current air temperature. Dew point is at 64, high enough that I think we'll see a significant amount of fog tomorrow morning. Some of it may even be dense. We'll watch that fog begin to form during the wee hours of the morning and become thickest, of course, just before the dawn. We had that easterly wind, which was breezy today. It took a little bit of the moisture from the Atlantic and kind of slung it back in this direction, but the air was significantly dry over the state and didn't really allow for the transport of those showers all the way across the peninsula. Most of them died out before making it anywhere near us, though a few did manage to work into Hardee and DeSoto counties. Now, tomorrow, a frontal boundary will be approaching the state of Florida. But what will happen will be that that front will eventually die out. High pressure will be pushed south, however, and as that high pressure ridge sinks south, our winds will be directed more out of the northwest. A sea breeze will be allowed to form, and that high will break down a little bit in its intensity, thus allow our daytime high temperatures to be just a little bit cooler than they have been over the last several days. That is not the big cool down I'm talking about, though. That one is still in the formation stage. It's way back to the west and will eventually work its way closer to us by Thursday night into Friday day. There is a threat of severe weather if you're one of those returning home after a holiday weekend here in Florida. You can expect to see the potential for some slow going in the deep south, as there may be still the potential for some stronger storms there. Even tonight, the potential exists in the deep south from Texas on. We had offshore winds, so Mote Marine spotters at various locations along our beaches only found one area in the southernmost parts of the viewing area that showed any kind of irritants from the red tide in the air. Now, concentrations in the water are fairly high, especially to the north. So we'll watch what happens when those winds start to shift more out of the northwest, as I showed you a few moments ago, whether any of those toxins that are in the water are actually pushed back towards shore or not. Hopefully not. We'll watch for winds to be picking up later in the week with that frontal boundary approaching. But for tomorrow, northwest at about 5 knots or so. And the forecast for the week ahead shows that front moving through and dropping our temperatures about 20 degrees from where they were today. That happens on Friday. It will be a breezy day on Friday, and then we'll warm over the weekend. We'll be right back.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Eric Schrock.
On Suncoast View.
Our own Suncoast Daredevil is back. I'm Joey Panic on Suncoast View Tuesday. Circus celebrity Bello Knock joins us fresh from his headlining show in Paris with stunts and surprises right here in the studio. Are you considering a new career for the new year? An employment expert has tips for job seekers on the Suncoast. Canine Corral is helping us keep our pets in shape after the holidays, and Curry Station in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Ridin' at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbybthebay.org.
The inauguration is still 3 weeks away, but it's a busy time for the Trump transition. More now from ABC's Kenneth Moten.
This week is back to work for Donald Trump in his transition. After a Christmas church service standing ovation, the president-elect is still celebrating the holidays in South Florida. Not even sworn in yet, and he's already weighing in on foreign policy. Both Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu upset over the White House's decision to allow a UN resolution condemning Israel's expansion of settlements.
I look forward to working with those friends and with the new administration when it takes office next month.
The Obama administration pushed back against Trump on CNN.
After January 20th, he will be responsible for the conduct of American policy. Until January 20th, President Obama is. That's how it works, just one president at a time.
But a President Trump will walk into the Oval Office at a popularity low compared to every president since Dwight Eisenhower. Trump's at 42% as he continues to deal with his business interests in his family foundation, which he promised to dissolve. New York's Attorney General says that won't happen right away since his office is still investigating concerns about how the foundation collected and gave out money.
I think Donald Trump and many of his staff understand that the thing that would most likely anchor Donald Trump with problems is all of the conflicts related to his business in the foundation. He's figured that out.
Trump's newly appointed White House communications director has already backed out of the job. 2 days after the announcement, transition spokesman Jason Miller said he needs to put his family first. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Now to Oakland, where relatives of victims in a deadly warehouse fire are taking legal action. The families of 2 fire victims have filed lawsuits against several people. They're suing the building owner, the city of Oakland, and the Alameda County for the warehouse fire earlier this month. 36 people were killed. More than 10 complaints were filed about the warehouse, according to city records. The building had not been inspected in some 30 years.
There was no fire alarms, no means of exiting safely. There were makeshift stairs from the second floor where the event was happening. There were no smoke alarms. No way for these people to escape the inferno that happened.
And the cause of that fire is still under investigation. On to state news now. The University of Florida will lead a new research program focused on stopping the spread of the Zika virus. The CDC is awarding nearly $184 million in Zika funding to universities and state and local governments. The University of Florida received a $10 million grant. Officials say one of their priorities will be addressing a shortage of workers in public health entomology and impending retirements among mosquito control managers. A little byproduct there. The federal government is also providing $81 million to Florida for homeless assistance programs. The Department of Housing and Urban Development is awarding the grants to 319 programs in the state, including some here on the Suncoast. In fact, $871,000 will come to our area to maintain and expand housing and services. In Fort Lauderdale, at least 2 are dead. A third is missing after a car plunged into a canal. Some who live in the area say the car was speeding when it veered off the road early this morning, crashed through a fence, and drove into a canal. One man was able to swim out of the car and call for help. Divers and search crews found the car and 2 occupants. They are still searching for a third person. No word yet as to what caused this crash in the first place. Rescue crews and a Good Samaritan came to the rescue of 14 people after their boat capsized off Biscayne Bay near Miami. Fire officials say the group was entering the inlet last night when they hit a wave which forced the boat to capsize. A man who was nearby quickly jumped into a kayak and paddled over to help. He was able to pull 4 out of the water. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is now investigating. A weekend blast outside a South Florida restaurant is also under investigation tonight. Broward County Sheriff deputies say some sort of explosive device was placed outside an Italian restaurant in Lauderdale by the Sea. Witnesses heard an explosion late Saturday. The restaurant's employees left just 15 minutes before the bomb went off. Luckily, no one was injured. Deputies do not know if the incident was part of an attempted break-in or an effort to damage the business. The owners are stumped as to who would have done this.
And we're not the kind of people who like to make enemies. So honestly, I really don't know.
The lights were blown out in front of the restaurant and the entrance was damaged. The owners estimate the cost will be about $25,000 to repair. Glad that's all. That's our time for now. I'm Ray Collins. We'll see you tonight at 11.